Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of 15 Minutes of Fame. Today, we have my dear friend Irene B, all the way from Spain, and I'm so excited. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you,
I,
thank you, thank
of
you.
course, look at you. Hola, hola.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
All right, that's all I know. But you look so good. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been forever.
Thank you for having me. It's been so
Like
long.
I have tears, like for like audience. I haven't seen her in so long. You look amazing.
The same.
Thank you. So, okay, so we want to hear about your journey. We want to hear everything that's going on in your life. So the first question I always ask all my guests, who is Irene B and go?
Irene B, I can say it's an indie artist turned music executive. I always say it's been quite a journey. So I started as a singer, and all of a sudden, I kind of changed my. I guess I can say my way of thinking, and then I became part of the background of the music business instead of being on the front line. I guess you can say it.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, what do you find, I don't want to say easier, but more natural
As far as singing or being in the
between in
back,
front of the stage or behind the scenes?
I love both. I don't know how
Oh.
to choose. I love both.
Mhm.
I just felt that it was a time for a change, but I still miss singing on stage.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Okay.
but
So do you do it occasionally or is it something that no, the
it's
mic is dropped, like no more?
it's been so long. Last time that I sang live, I think it was like 5 years ago.
That's
So
not
it's been
long, Irene. That's nothing. That's easy. You grab that
oh
microphone,
girl.
you get right back into it. Them lights will hit you and it'll just come on out. So
I've
don't,
sang
that's not long.
in the studio a little more than live, but it's been
But I
quite
hear you.
difficult to sing live.
You
So
like it both. I guess it's the same with me being a dancer and choreographer. It's it's the same. Yeah. But I
yes,
can't get back on the stage like you could just be like, like,
why not?
girl, that's a whole nother show. so, so let's talk about even like how you started in the business. Like, how did you discover music?
Well, music has always been a part of me. My parents always had vinyls, so I always had music around, and I would have kids stuff. I would get on the have a brush or something, a hairbrush, and I would do my staging and stuff exactly. So, and then my cousins, we kind of formed a little group. It was just playing with music,
Mm.
and then after they have a bunch of R&B CDs, and we would go and buy R&B CDs that were import here. So because Spain, we didn't have a lot of
Hmm.
R&B music. It was just because we liked it. So
So let me ask you about that. How long would that take? You would go to the local record store and you would say, "Hi, I like my famous artist Mariah Carey." And if they were out of it, how long did it take to get your
yeah, I
not
mean,
DC, what was it
Mariah
called?
Carey was
Record.
kind of a popish record, so it wasn't as difficult. But if we like, I don't know, I can a Jodeci album or a Boyz II Men album, you would
Mhm.
have to order it specifically, and it would take up to 2-3 weeks to get it. So
Wow.
yeah.
Those days are
And it
long
would be
gone.
expensive too. It's not $14. It would be like more like 30. So
Wow. Wow. So you were introduced to R&B through your parents or your cousins? Like how did that work? Was
through music, my parents, but to specifically the R&B to my cousins. My cousins were the ones that
that
introduced me
inspired
to
that?
that kind of music. That kind of music, yeah.
Anybody famous in your family? Any vocalists or
Anybody
instrumentalists?
famous in my family? My husband is a
Oh, we'll get to
producer,
him. We'll get to him later. So,
but
okay,
no, not really.
okay. So now when I met you, so guys, So I met Irene. I didn't go to Spain. One day I hope to get there. But I met
Yes.
her here in Florida, actually.
Mhm.
So tell everyone, how did you go from Spain to Florida?
Well, I met a producer that we'll talk about it later. Ended up being my husband. But we started talking through MySpace. Now the young people are not gonna know what MySpace is. It was kind of like Facebook, and we were able to put our music up in the profile, and I had put my demo with 3 songs. And MySpace was really good with music, so you would start going through other people's profiles and stuff like that. And somebody that worked with them told me you should friend request uh, Frankie Bix. So I did, and then a couple or 3 days went by, and he wrote me back and said, "I listened to your music. I really think you have something going on, and I think we should work together." So with that, we ended up meeting in the U.S. To record a couple songs, and then from there, it all
Isn't that
turned.
amazing? So you
Yes,
guys met online and I never knew that. I never really figured out
yes.
how.
hmm
Wow.
We met online on MySpace,
Okay, dear
and
my children, I have 2 girls. That's not going to happen. So I know you're not going to be meeting people online. Okay, I'm kidding. Okay, so that really did work. Okay, so now you're in the States and he starts to work with you and produce music for you and
Mhm.
all of this. And then that's how we met. So I was her choreographer,
Mhm.
and that was just, it was my first time doing something like that. And it was like amazing. I mean, you're very professional, you're always on time, you tried everything. So that was good. Do you have any notes for any singer out there that is afraid to take the dance challenge? Because we used to talk about that with Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Because remember, you would say, but Mariah doesn't move. Remember that? So, any notes that you have for any young artists out there?
Um, I think they should try. I mean, I
Mhm.
wasn't really that good. You made me way better than I was,
You
but
were
it didn't
fun.
last for too long. So because
Yeah.
it goes away.
Yeah.
But for them to try it, and it's also a way of also controlling your voice and learning how to control your voice while you're moving. Things that we normally don't do as singers to move. You
Mhm.
learn how to control your voice moving, and that's another exercise for when you're not moving. So you
Mhm.
learn to control your posture. So you learn to
Mhm.
control your breathing and all that. I
Everything.
think it's just an improvement for any singer. It doesn't matter if you end up singing with the mic stand and that's it. I
Mhm.
think it helps with other I guess you can say other parts of singing.
Sure. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're
Okay,
welcome.
so now you're in the States, you perform places, and then you're whisked away back to Spain.
Yes.
What happens now?
Well, I came back to Barcelona because I really missed it. I gotta be completely honest. I love the U.S. The U.S. gave
Mhm.
me great opportunities, but I really miss my family, and
Of course.
I miss Barcelona. It's just a different way of living. And also I wanted to try something new. I wanted to not move on, but try something new, because I saw by being there in the music business, in the part of contracts and being in the studio and seeing
Mhm.
other artists coming up, and seeing that there was contracts involved and all that. I learned that I really like that side of the business. So my aunt did a law degree, and she said, "Why don't you try a couple of subjects, see if you like it?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? I mean, if I don't like it, I can
Mhm.
always drop. You know what I mean? That's not."
Right.
So I tried, and I did a couple of subjects online. All of my degree
Oh,
was online, and which means that you have to really be focused because you cannot waste any time, or
Mhm.
you don't have to go to a university. You have to put yourself onto it and at home. And that's what I did. I tried a couple of subjects. I liked it, and I said, let's go for it. And then of course, there are subjects that sometimes you don't like in
Mhm.
any career. Um, but once I was rolling, I was like, yeah, let's finish it. Let's
This
finish
is
it.
it.
It took me a little longer
Mhm.
because of probably what I'm going to explain a little bit into this in this conversation,
Mhm.
because of work and stuff like that. But I finally graduated last year. So
Yay, congratulations.
yes.
So it's an arts and entertainment attorney? Is that how you build?
It's an it's a law degree. It's specialized on intellectual property, which is basically the all the arts. It can be
Yes.
choreography,
Yes. I need to
the
hire
works.
you.
Yes, any
Yes.
of that. Yes.
Okay, I will be calling you after this. Okay, so all right, so now you have your degree and you get your first job. Talk about what that was like and the name of the company and all that.
Mhm. Yes, it was a funny story because I wasn't planning on just going for a job anywhere. Really, I was focusing on finishing my law degree,
Mhm.
and I wasn't really thinking about working anywhere. But a friend of mine told me, "Listen, I just saw this job offer, and I think you're perfect for it." I said, "What is it?" It's like it's in a record label,
Mhm.
and they're looking for somebody to do publishing, and so I think it mixes. You're the perfect mix, I guess you can say, because you have the law part, and
Mhm.
then you have the music part. So you know about music and you know about law. I think you're perfect. And I said, whatever. I'm just gonna send my resume to see whatever. I don't think I'm gonna get it. And so I went to the interview, and they really liked me, and they hired me almost on the spot.
Wow. I'm not surprised. That's wonderful.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah, so that I spent there a couple of years working at the record label, and it was exciting because
So
it was on the
explain for the people interested in going into that career. What are your job duties like on a daily basis?
now, or
No,
back in
then at
the
that
record
first,
label.
yes.
Yeah, so in the record label, what I was taking care was of the catalog, and it was a big record label. It had been working for over 30 years. So I took care of all the catalog, all of the registering of the works and the copyrights and all
Wow.
that kind of boring stuff for other people. I love it,
Mhm.
but I can be the boring stuff. And on the other side, I would look for what we call synchronizations. What are synchronizations is to put music into any kind of audiovisual work, like TV series, movies, ads. So I would look for songs to place in this different
Wow. So
audiovisual.
how does that work? Because always wanted to know how that works. So let's say you have a thriller,
Hmm.
scary movie. So they
Yeah.
come to your department and they say, "Hey, Irene, we've been hired to look for a scary movie for these certain scenes." This is what I'm assuming that you would watch the movie and get
Yes.
the clip, and then you would figure, "Oh, see, look, I can work there." Good. So tell us how that happens.
Yes. So how it works is well, a music supervisor of a movie, or we'll have a movie, and we'll have to find songs for this movie. We'll contact different record labels and tell you, okay, I'm looking for this kind of a song. Uh, mm, let's say a Michael Jackson Thriller, or kind of a song like that, scary song, or a song that
Mhm.
has piano and it looks like something like that, like something is going to happen, and it looks kind of
Right.
scary.
The
And
Shining,
then, so I
something.
would go into our catalog on the 30-year uh, big catalog
Mhm.
with a lot of songs, and I would already know, okay, do I have this? Do I not have it? Do I have to look for it? do I have to hire somebody to do a song that sounds like that? And that's what I would do. And then, of course, if they take it, it's a lot of paperwork and lawyers and
Okay.
everything.
So did you find yourself, like, I know like Hans Zimmer, let's just say him.
Yes.
He's in like everyone's movies. Did you
Hmm.
find yourself going always to that person? Oh, I know he has it because it's easier, or not to put you on the spot, or did you say, let me go into the indie file, let me give someone a chance, or maybe I could create a song? Like I want to talk about that
Hmm.
later. Like if you're a writer or a producer, like
Hmm.
do you have that option to go outside of the normal catalog? Like, do they
Yes.
trust you?
Yes, and specifically in this record label, it was an independent record label, so it's already in the indie side,
Okay.
and we had licensed other big songs, but the more commercial the song is, the more pop, it's more difficult to
Okay.
place it. You know why? Because it's more
Mm.
expensive, and most of
Sure.
these, unless it's a big movie with a big budget, they don't have the money. So I would have to go to the independent side, which is fine by me because I love
Yes.
the
Shout
the
out to all the
independent
indies.
artists.
Yes.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how it was.
I say, so you're not doing that anymore, or you still,
No,
okay, but
no,
you
I'm
still
not.
have connections. So like if I know people that I could send to you and be like, hey Irene, hey,
Yeah,
see, gotta
I.
saying it live on TV.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, yes. I mean, I still have connections with my old label.
You'll be
Um,
hearing from me. I'm sending you all
yes,
my
yes.
friend stuff. Okay,
Awesome.
cool. Okay, so
And
now you okay, yeah.
go ahead. Don't.
No, and go on.
I worked there for a couple years, and then this new company opened. I guess you can call it a performance right organization. It's not really. Um, it doesn't. It's a new law came in and
Oh,
let this company flourish, I guess you can say, or being created, because it's a company aside from the regular performing rights societies like ASCAP, BMI, etc. It has a
mhm.
new model, and I was really into this project way before they hired me. So I was very interested in what they were doing because they were using technology to make the royalties more transparent. Because a lot of the times, as musicians and as composers, we receive checks, but we don't know really where it's coming from,
Mm.
what's been like the way from, let's say, the Spotify's and YouTubes of the world. How much, why are we getting so little money? We didn't as artists, we didn't know. So now this company, what we do, it's to collect the money and show the artists in a transparent way how we're collecting it and what they're receiving, where it's coming from. So
Okay, so where's the money, the funding come for your organization to do this? Because there's millions of artists. How does that work?
yeah, so the difference between BMI or an ASCAP or the typical PROs is that this is a privately funded company. PROs, a traditional PRO, is normally funded by the members, or the members that are
Mhm.
associated to this PROs. This is privately funded. We have private investors that believe in the project and put private money onto this company.
Okay, so how
And
does it
yes,
work? How do you get the word out to the artists? Like, hey, we're here to help you. How
yes,
does that work?
yes. Just like, by going different places, getting in contact with, obviously, we come from the music industry, so we have our contacts,
Okay.
and we get in contact with, on the author side, the composer side, and also the publishing side, which is big publishing companies that want to try something new, that are tired of not seeing exactly where
Mhm.
their money is coming from.
So I have a question. I know out here they have this thing called like the Rhythm and Blues Association,
Mhm,
where there's some people that take care of the people, like the elderly, not elderly, but the people that were big in rhythm and blues years ago.
mhm.
Um, and when the COVID hit, they had something like they did a fundraiser where they were able to give back and help the people. Do you have something like that to help
No,
artists? Okay.
sadly, we do not have it specifically because it's privately owned, and it's not. We don't
Yes.
have any way of getting this funds to authors and
Hmm.
artists. What we try to do is to get them as much royalties as possible, even
Okay.
in a in in a place or in a situation like we are right now. We lower our discount our fees, like
Mhm.
we lower our fees that we get, and we try uh, to gather as much money as possible even in times like this.
Awesome. That's amazing work that you're doing. And
Thank
is this
you.
specifically for is this all in the all over the world, or is this pretty much primarily just in Barcelona? How does
No,
this work?
so we're based in Barcelona, but we work with we have clients that are from the US, from the UK,
Okay. We're gonna get that word
Netherlands.
out for you.
Yes, yes, we have
We are gonna
clients
just the
everywhere.
underdog company. We're gonna just
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So all right. So that's the business side of it. And that's what you're
Hmm.
currently doing.
Yes.
And we're going to get all your contact information for that
Hmm.
at the end of the show. But now I want
Awesome.
to get more into we kind of skipped over your song career, or not even your music career, but just with the Grammys. Like I know you had mentioned you were nominated for a few Grammys, so I just want you to be able to tell the audience some of the things that you've done professionally.
Yeah. So when I recorded my first record, I used a song by a jazz artist called Jeff Lorber. The song is called "Rain Dance." It's been used many times. "Crush on You" has the sample of that. I think lately Mariah Carey has used it. Ariana Grande has used it, and I used it on one of my songs. So we had to get in contact with the publishing company and with the record label to clear this sample. In that process,
About how much is something like that? US dollars to clear a
up
sample for
to
that
clear a
artist.
sample,
Mhm.
well,
What could it range from? What are like the crazy amounts?
I'm gonna be honest. The first amount that they gave me, they told me I couldn't pay. It was $5,000, and I said,
And
"What? I'm on."
how much of the sample how much of it could you use for $5,000?
It was not. It was a tip. No, I don't. Do you know "Crush on You," the
The
song?
one I don't laugh. I no, I don't. I'm thinking of Lil
It's
Kim, so
like
don't
ba 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 ba
right.
ba 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 ba. Exactly. So it was. I mean, it was. I don't know. Maybe 20 seconds. I don't know
That's
how long the.
$5,000? Girl, I'm gonna start
That's the
writing you some
first
music.
number they gave me. And I was like, I'm an indie artist. I cannot pay that much. Sadly, I'm gonna probably have to take that song out of the album. And we were very sad because that was my favorite song on the album.
Sure. Hmm.
So in this process, the song got to the original writer, which is Jeff Lorber. He loved what we did, and he called the publishing company and told them, I want her to put this record out. So lower the yes. We love Jeff Lorber. Jeff Lorber, if you're watching, thank you.
Oh, he's watching. I'm gonna send this to
He's
him. I'm
gonna be
kidding.
watching.
Awesome.
So so in that process we cleared the song. The song went out, and he said, I love what you guys did with this song. I want to use my original song and mix it with yours and
Wow.
do a new song. So I mean, we were literally, Frankie and I were
Oh my
crying
Lord.
because that is such a big honor to,
Honor, yes.
right. So we were like, yes, let's do it. So we did this song. And then he said, I love the way you write over my songs, my compositions. I want you to write another 3 songs
No,
on
he
my
did
album.
not. What?
Yes, he did.
How, Irene?
Yes, that was great. That was one of the best experiences of my life.
And you didn't meet him on MySpace, did you? I'm kidding.
No,
It's a
I didn't
joke.
meet him on MySpace.
Okay, sorry.
um, and that's what we did. We did 4 songs on his album, and this album was released in 2010, and it got nominated to Best Jazz Contemporary Jazz Album for the Grammys in 2011. We didn't win, but
Mhm.
I still can say I'm a Grammy nominated author and artist, and that's a big
Yes, that's
honor
huge. So do your
for.
rates go up because of that now? Or you, I was
Yeah.
just wondering how that
I
works.
guess I could ask for more money, but I don't think
Absolutely. You are a Grammy
I mean,
nominated. That's
yes,
amazing.
but I obviously every time that you can write Grammy nominated artist, you do it.
Now, did you write all your songs prior to this, or was this like your first time working with like someone on that level? Because I know you're an indie artist, so you're writing your own stuff
Mhm.
anyway. But was that your first time working with someone broad like
No,
that?
my first album, I wrote some lyrics on the album. We also collaborated with a great writer, Amy Hardwick, um, great great
How
writer.
does that collaboration work? Like, I've always wanted to know that. Do you handle verse by verse? Like, and how much do they have to write to be considered a collaboration? Because, like, for example, let's say, don't laugh, let's say it's a rap song, right?
Hmm.
And the guy or the girl doesn't write a hook, but they just say, instead of saying baby, say, and they give another word. I'm just being silly, but I'm just saying, like, is that a collaboration or is it like a couple of
Well,
sentences?
I mean, depending on how much they put on the song, normally even if you write one line,
I'm in the
it's
wrong business.
even
That
you
is
could be
it.
considered. I mean, believe it or not, we have songs registered in unison in our company for 1%, and it's maybe that they just did one line on this
Girl,
song.
you about to get a whole email from me. I'm gonna write it out. I'm gonna be sending you songs. I'm gonna be sending you music.
Hmm. Yeah.
Girl.
Yes.
Guys, you might not be seeing me on this show anymore. I'm gonna be in Spain.
She's gonna
What?
become a famous songwriter.
Yes. $5,000
Yes, it's
for 30
fun.
seconds.
Songwriting is fun.
Yes. It gets to get, well, I guess it's almost like choreography, but not. I don't know. But anyway, I am so
I
proud of
cannot
you.
say if it is like that or not because I am not a
But as long as
choreographer.
you're giving, you're putting out into the universe what it is you feel from your heart. So it's the same. Oh my God, I'm so proud of
Yes, and
you.
it's always beautiful also to see other people singing songs that you've written. It's
Yes.
beautiful to
Yes.
see it in another perspective.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, so last thing I want to go into is now that you are in universities now and you're doing
Hmm.
actual lecturing. So talk to us
Yes.
how that happened and if you enjoy it, if you're looking to do something different, like what's going on with
Mhm.
that?
Yes, so I teach copyright in publishing, which is my specialty at Science Institute Barcelona. That's like my regular lecturing. I also do different lecturings on other places, but that's my I guess you can say my regular gig at the university. And how it started again is just I have really good friends that are on the lookout for for me,
Yeah.
I guess. So another one of my friends said, "Listen, they're looking for a teacher. They just lost their copyright teacher at Science Institute, and I recommended you." And I said, "I've never taught anything. How did you recommend? I think you would be great. Don't worry about it." So I was kind of scared because I was like, I don't know. Every time I think
And is
about
this
a teacher,
live or is this online? Or
no, it's
both?
it's live now. Well, now it's had to transition into
Right.
this blended learning, which is half of the students are online, and the other half are with me at the class. And then the next week they change, and it's a whole new thing. COVID has made us uh, change a lot.
Yeah.
But no, it's when the regular way of doing it is live there, and I was so scared because now if my first students see this, they're gonna be laughing because I was so scared.
Oh.
And because I had never taught anything, and I was like, how am I going to be able to transfer what I know
Mhm.
into these students, and they're young and they don't know, and I want to really,
Mhm.
for them at least, to have a base so they
Yes.
know a base of copyright. And even if they go into another part of the music business,
Mhm.
like managing or
Mhm.
event production or anything like that, it's always good for them to have a base on copyright. So
Yes. And
I
once
love it.
COVID open, once it's finished and everything opens back up, do you think you would ever go into the private field of you creating your own conference where you would travel and teach this?
I would love it. I'm always up for new ways of teaching. Again, independent artists that do not know, they just create music, and but they don't know what that entails in the business side of it. So they create music just like I did. I created music I didn't know. I just loved how to sing. I loved how to write songs, and I didn't know
Mhm.
everything that that entails in the, I guess you can say, legal world or in the business side of it. So they would get screwed by somebody and they wouldn't know or something like that. And it's always good to teach them, well, these are your rights, and this is what you can do if somebody doesn't follow them, or somebody steals your song or something like that. These are your rights, and this is what you can do to avoid these things.
Awesome. I'm so proud of you. And keep it going, Miss Irene. If
Thank
anybody
you.
wants to talk to you privately for mentorship or hire you or send you their demo, now that you're all
Mhm.
fancy wancy, how do they contact you?
Yes, so they can contact me. It's very easy. It's Irene B, IRENEB, at IreneB, the same.com. So it's very
That
easy.
is easy. Oh, I couldn't even find your email. I'm embarrassed. Okay. That's awesome. So, and also
Yes.
say that you saw her on the show, 15 Minutes of Fame, and she'll give you a discount. Kidding. I'm kidding. Why do I joke so much? But I'm silly. What a blessing you are. I pray that you continue with success. Please give your love to your husband, Mr. Frankie, who was
Same to
on
all
my
your
show.
family.
Yes.
And hopefully we can see each other soon. I go
Yes.
to Florida, or you guys come to Barcelona. I
It's
can't
going
wait
to
to see.
happen because I'm going to be a singing sensation. I'm going to be writing
Exactly.
songs, sending you my music. You never know.
And dancing, girl, dancing. I'm not gonna
Yes,
be dancing because
I will be
you know
dancing.
how God how mad I
No, you
was.
are fabulous. Any shout out? Okay, any last words of encouragement for anyone out there looking to get into the business?
You know what? My one day I had a dream of my grandma. May she rest in peace. It's actually going to be 6 years that she passed away this week. So, but I
Oh,
had a dream, and I believe those dreams. When you dream that somebody that's passed comes to see you, they come to see you in your dreams. And she told me like 3 years ago in New Year's Eve, I had a dream, and she told me, just keep on doing what you're doing. And that's exactly what I want to tell you guys. Just keep on doing what you're doing.
Miss Irene B. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
Love you.
you.
How do you say goodbye? Adios. Adios.
Adios, amigos.
Love you.